Hey everybody, welcome back to Abby's World. I hope we're all doing great. I know I certainly am. So today, since the last episode, I set up a fishing farm and I also finished building the sorting system, storage system, sorting system combination. So we're going to take a look at that stuff and we're going to build, I'm going to show you building the fishing farm as well. You notice I have a few levels now, which was the reason I decided to build the fishing farm, was so I could get levels more easily than trying to kill mobs or anything, since I have not found any spawners yet. I haven't done a ton of mining, but enough to where I thought I would have found something. I've also learned early game, if you go to the Nether and farm crystals, what are they called? What's the name of it? Yeah, Nether quartz, not crystals, quartz. You get pretty good experience for that. So I actually did like 10 or 12 levels last night so I could put two fishing poles together to get a really good fishing pole for the fishing farm. So the first thing, actually we'll check out the fishing farm first, because then I'll show you the system. So back here I threw in our little fishing farm. Now the way this works, actually I'll explain it when we build it later, but here's my super duper fishing pole. Thumb breaking 3, luck of the sea 3, lure 3, and mending so it doesn't break if I choose to go AFK fishing with it. But all it really does is you just kind of aim there at that door and just hold down the button and it works. Now what happens is, since there's a note block in the background, as I whack it with my fishing pole, it doesn't do anything, it just stays there. And there's a tripwire hook above, you can see above on either side, which gives power to that. Well, I'll explain this later. Anyway, this is it. So you can see that it's actually pulling up some fishies and all that kind of fun stuff. Let's pull that back. We're going to throw my fishing pole back. See, it's already repaired because I have mending on it. But this chest, these hoppers go down and connect to the main sorting system. Since if you go AFK fishing, you do get a lot of stuff. That's another reason the fishing farm is where it is, because it connects in with this sorted hoppers that go down to the system. Now before, when I started building this, I had a little hole here and I went down the steps and we got down there. But now, since the room is all closed off, this is how we access the storage system. And here it is. This, you've seen this. This was the original setup of how it was going to be. But I finished putting in all these chests. They have the ability to sort out items in the background, which we'll take a look at quick. I showed you in the last episode, but here it is again. All these hoppers, let's do this. The hopper line runs the distance of the whole room and then back around. And then these individual hoppers will filter out whatever items we need. So I have these chests set up because these are things that we get from fishing. I believe bones and string I got from fishing. So I did set them up. Again, you get a lot of fish. Not so much clownfish, but pufferfish, which will let me build, let me make water breathing potions. But so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm getting a lot of bowls too. Anyway, this is where the fish farm filters into. I got rid of the red glass in here. It wasn't really doing it for me. So then I put down, I've also for the time being decided to put the bulk system on hold. We'll see how soon I need it. But the system, the sorting system comes down, runs the length of the room across around, and then whatever isn't filtered out will just get dumped into these chests. If these start filling up a lot or get a lot of a certain stone filling up, then I'll have to work on the big storage system down below. But for now, I'm going to hold off on it. So I threw in some orange wool with some orange glass on top. And it's growing on me. At first it was kind of bright and what, but the more I'm down here, the more I'm starting to like it. So I went AFK fishing, which I've been a little leery about doing because you have to hold down your mouse button. You got to set a book on it or something, and it just didn't feel right to me. But I decided to do it. New season of Hermitcraft came out. Seems like everybody's building them. I figured, all right, it's good enough for them. It's good enough for me. So I built the fishing farm. Went AFK for about, I guess it was like 7 hours last night. And got up to level 45 that you can see there. Got a bunch of fish and other miscellaneous things. And a bunch of other books and bows and saddles and all this kind of stuff. So I need to go through this. Happy to see I got Depth Strider 3. I think I have an Infinity, Aqua Affinity here, yep. I'm also happy to get Infinity, which I have a bow and a couple other things I want to merge together. But this is all from 7 hours of AFK fishing. I did pull some stuff out because there was like leather and some other things that I didn't set up a sorter for yet, but I'm going to set them up so I can. So the only thing coming in here will be books and bows and fishing rods and saddles and stuff like that. So, and then once I think I have all of these stackable items being sorted out, I think I'm going to set up a sorter that will split out stackable items and non-stackable items. That way any stackable item that gets past this point in the system, it will if it comes in, say leather, when I set it up for leather, as leather comes through, it'll be sorted into the chest. If the double chest is full, then the hoppers will start to fill up, and then once that's all full, then it'll cruise past it and get to this point. Leather might be a bad example because I probably want to hold on to all the leather, but the theory being that any sortable or any stackable item that gets to this point, I will already have a double chest full, and I probably won't need any more of it. I mean, I'll keep an eye on the leather and things like that and make sure the chest is never full so I don't discard it. But then I'll put a sorter here that will split out stackable items and non-stackable items. Non-stackable being like swords and fishing poles and books and things like that. So once I have a full chest of raw fish, I really don't need any more of that. So any stackable item that gets here, I'll branch off this way, put it to a dropper, and probably shoot it into lava to destroy it and get rid of it, because I really don't need all that stuff clogging up the sorting system, getting a bunch of fish and all that kind of stuff. Once I have a double chest full of bowls, I don't think I'm going to need a lot more. Same thing with lily pads. I have a double chest full of lily pads. I can't foresee using all that. So, I mean, maybe rotten flesh if I have villagers to trade with, I'll hold on to. Same thing with string, but I can keep an eye on that stuff, since things will only be coming in if I manually throw them in the system or if I'm AFK fishing. So I can clear out some of the chests if they're getting full before I start AFK fishing, so I don't lose anything that I may really want. So this is the system, the sorting system. Let me know what you think. I'm kind of digging it. I also changed this. I play on another server that doesn't have a 24/7 iron farm, so iron was getting pretty sparse. So previously, when I talked about this in the last episode, I was using anvils to use as the decoration. But I learned a few things. Okay. I wonder if gravel, let's see if gravel will work. I learned that not only can you put an anvil there, but pretty much any block that you can put in a frame, you can put there. So I tried putting glass there, panes there, all kinds of things. But I really liked the look of the anvil with the black, and it just looked really cool. So then I started thinking about it, and I came up with the idea to try a cauldron, which looks really cool, I think. And it was only seven iron to make a cauldron if I don't throw it on the ground. So if you come up here, bloop, that'll make me a cauldron, and it looks just as good as the anvil, and it doesn't cost me 27 iron like the anvil does. So I changed I think I only had 2 of them down here with anvils, but it worked out well because the anvil I have up by the enchanting table broke, so I pulled it out of the frame, put it in. I'm using it up there now, and I saved some iron using cauldrons for these. But I've used colored glass blocks, things like that. They look pretty cool. I may start using those for different looks and different builds and stuff, but yeah, so that's what we got. Kind of digging it. All this, I didn't expect to use up 10 spots for fishing, so I don't know if I'm going to run out of sorted space. I don't think I am, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. So right now I'm going to, I also got a good, let's get up here. Oh, I just caught a glimpse of it. I also added another pack, a resource pack that is for the sky, which I think looks really cool. I mean, it was also supposed to give clear glass blocks, but that didn't seem to work right, but the sky looks really cool. So I think I'm going to leave that in there. I'll put a link to it in the description if you want to test it out, but that looks really cool. Okay, so when I was doing my fishing, I got a pretty good book for looting 3, sweeping edge 3, and mending. Kind of fantastic. So I made myself a diamond sword since I didn't have one. And then I had the thought to see what the enchanting table was going to give me, which is Smite 3, which will work well with those. So let's get some lapis, throw that in there. Doop. Only Smite 3, but hey, I'll take it. So this will have Smite 3, Looting 3, Sweeping Edge 3, and Mending. That is a beautiful thing. And we're going to be original and call this Abbey Sword. And do I really need it? I don't fight too much, but anyway. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do, what was the other thing? Oh, I got some good drops, again, from the fishing farm. I got this Power 4 Unbreaking 3 bow and an Unbreaking 3 Infinity bow, which I'm very excited about since I only have 8 arrows. So I wanted to enchant my sword first. before I used up all the levels combining these. Alright, my current bow, power 2 on breaking 2, power 4 on breaking 3. Let's see what this does. The only reason I'm combining it with this one is because this one has more durability left than these do. 16. 12, but I wonder when I go to combine this bow with this bow, how many is it going to be? Am I going to have enough levels? Power 4 and breaking 3. That's still 12. I really want to put infinity on first. So I don't have to wait to put it on later. This will give me power 3. So that's power 2 and power 2. Nope, that doesn't have power 2. Okay. Power 2 and breaking 2. And breaking 3. So power 2 and break 3 infinity. Alright, we're going to do this. If I can add the other one now, that's fine. If not, but I think I'm going to need to go to the Nether soon and find a fortress so I can get some nether wart, so I can start making some potions, because there's the ocean temple I want to take on. I also want to take on the dragon soon. I also want to start doing some exploring to see what's around me. I haven't really done a lot of that. Come on. Damn, 11. Power 4 on breaking 3 infinity. That will be wonderful. I only need to get to 11, so you're going to get to see me. I'm going to check out the AFK fishing farm and see how quick this works. Hopefully it goes quick, because I don't want to spend all day watching me fish here, but should be pretty quick to level up. Just kind of hold this down and whack that. Again, I'll try to explain this, why this is giving me experience, but the tripwire hook on either side with a string across it, when that is triggered, it puts out a signal in the back right hand corner. You can see the dust flickering up. What that does is it powers the iron door, which opens the door, which lets me continually target the note block behind it. So that way, if I was to AFK fish farm, I changed my keyboard binding to where the right mouse click is actually the space bar. So then I just set a book on my space bar, and then it kind of does this all night long by itself. But what happens is it continually tries to cast against the note block, and since it doesn't do anything, it just sits there. When it's sitting like this, it's engaging the tripwire hook, so that's why there's the dust and opens the door. When the fish bite, it pulls the bobber down, which disengages the tripwire hook, which turns off the redstone and closes the door. But when you try to cast against the iron door, it rejects it and kicks it back. So when the fish bites, it goes down. I cast against the iron door, which pulls it back, which catches the fish. So that's how the whole process works. Because right now, the note block doesn't kick back the fishing rod as I'm trying to cast it. It's not until the fish bites, it goes down, turns off the dust, closes the door, kicks it back. And I'm already at 11, so we are good. I'm going to pull that back. I have mending, so it continually stays full of durability. All the stuff drops down here, and you're good to go. When we build this, if you don't want to go AFK, this chest is enough, because you're going to be sitting here holding it, watching it, and everything dropping in there is a good thing. So I'll sit here, go AFK, and then I got to run down to the storage room to see all the goodies I got, but that's just fine. So let's go put this together. for 11. Well, let's see if it's cheaper this way. Oh, no. So Power 4 and Breaking 3 Infinity for 11. I'm a happy camper. And okay, now we're going to show you how to build the fish farm. We just need some of this. I think I need 1 dust, some blocks. I need an iron door, 2 tripwire hooks. Oh, I need a piece of string as well. Where is... Oh, good, I got an iron door here. I'm going to need a hopper and a chest. Grab a hopper. Grab some chests. I thought I had string up here somewhere. Ah, yes, string. I only need 1, but I'm going to take 2. Blocks, hopper, chest. I need a couple slabs as well. Oh, and I got to make a note block as well. And to make a note block, it's just like making a chest, but with redstone in the middle. And that'll give us a note block. Okay, where do we want to build this? Although I like my slab floors, it makes it difficult to build stuff on it. So, okay, this is flat, good enough for me. So first thing we're going to do is put down the chest. Put the hopper into the chest. And we're going to want to have blocks like this. And then we can get rid of these. Guess it doesn't really matter if they're there or not, but because then we can put the tripwire hook there and there. Well, actually, you can stand here, stand with your back to the hopper. Oh, you can do it 2 ways. You can either stand here and place the door, like that. So now it's right up against that. Or obviously you can stand back here and place it, and it does the same thing. So then we want to place the note block against the back of this, but since this takes up a block, it's going to go here. So that's right next to it. And then they say, this farm is, I got it from Panda, and I'll put a link in the description to his tutorial if you want to watch it. So we put that half slab on top of the note block to keep the note block from making noise, because every time you hit it, it makes notes, hence a note block. So if I'm fishing and constantly whacking it with my fishing pole, it's going to keep making noise, which you may want, maybe not. I don't know if it affects the farm or not, but it's how they had it, so that's what I did. And since he's going to put the string on the tripwire, you can either click right here, or since this is actually right behind you can just click there, bloop, and there it goes. So that is that. Now we need a block here to put the dust for the door. So now that opens the door. Bloop. And that does that. We need one more slab here. keep the water from falling out onto us, because the water goes right there. Now there was another fishing tutorial I watched that said if you're working on a server, you need to have a half slab there. I have no idea why. I put it on mine. I don't know if it makes a difference, but if it works, fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll go grab my fishing pole, make sure this works. It has become nighttime and I did not sleep. I don't know if I'm getting brave or stupid, but see if anybody attacks me. There's a creeper hanging out up there the other day, just waiting to drop down on me, but we won't worry about that. Okay, I think everything is set up. Put a block there. So now, wax that. Also, with the enchants on my fishing rod, it makes fishing quicker. Woohoo, we caught a fish. And it works. Because in the very beginning I didn't have Luck of the Sea and Lure 3, so casting just a plain unenchanted fishing rod takes, I keep thinking it's like a minute or 90 seconds that it can take to catch a fish. So it was, oops, oh, I wonder, that was interesting. Oh, because I was whacking a string. It takes a minute or 90 seconds to catch a fish. But when you have Luck of the Sea or Lure, I'm not sure which one, it cuts down on that time so that you catch more fish quicker and all that kind of stuff. Of course, now it's not going to, there we go. So, pull that back in. And I got 2 fish. Yeah, catch a lot of raw fish, but there it is. It's dark out. I'm outside, and I haven't slept yet. So, there we are. That's, I think that's going to do it for today. Not sure what I'm doing next, though. I'm going to go to the Nether next. Going to go, now that I got my super duper sword, I got my bow at infinity. I'm going to make some maps, or wait until I start getting out into the world to start making maps. I think I have, yeah, I got enough diamonds to make armor. Now that I have a way to get experience, I may gear up with full diamond armor, enchanted. Plus I got a bunch of these books down here. Don't know why I'm worried about closing that, but a bunch of these books will probably allow me to give me pretty decent armor. Of course I need levels to put stuff on the gear, but we'll figure that all out as we go. So I want to gear up, try to be as safe as possible, head out into the world, navigate around. I do know there's the ocean monument straight out in the direction I'm actually looking. I believe there's the witch farm to the left, well, to the west of where I'm looking right now. I'm not sure if that's west or not, but and so I want to see what's around me, and we'll take it from there. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.